Toolgage has been manufacturing aerospace parts and assemblies out of Tacoma, Washington for more than 50 years. With a future expansion on the horizon, Aviation Week had the opportunity to tour the company's current facilities with Clint Follier, operations manager for Toolgage's metals division.
We use thermo-injection plastic molding machines to form parts for interiors and exterior parts for aircraft. And we also do CNC machining of metal parts for both the interior and exterior of aircraft. But we have an emphasis on landing gear for the metal side. So we do some air systems for the interiors of aircraft, such as air grills, vents. We do some galley parts for the galley. We're really all over the aircraft for plastics, and then in metals we have emphasis on landing gear and flight critical systems. We're actually fortunate to be one of few companies that are able to produce Class 1 and 2 plastic parts, and we're on Boeing's approved supplier list for those types of parts, and there's not a lot of companies that can make that claim. We also supply to Tier 1 interior integrators such as Deal Air Cabin. We do some parts for indirectly for Airbus through Zodiac. We're also doing parts for Technifab and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
Toolgage's current facilities span 49,000 square feet across multiple buildings. The expansion will nearly double the company's space to around 94,000 square feet. In addition to more space, Follier says the expansion will bring new capabilities.
It will allow us to add additional presses for our molding capability. We're going to be able to add larger presses so that we can increase the range of parts that we can do. We're going to be able to install a horizontal or vertical paint line that's going to actually help us control quality of our finished products, and then of course shorten lead time, which is very important.
Ahead of the expansion, Toolgage is replacing its hydraulic presses with new electric presses. In addition to being more accurate, the new electric presses improve part repeatability and will reduce the company's carbon footprint. Within the new facilities, Toolgage also plans to switch its electric lines so they run from the ceiling rather than from the floor. Toolgage currently employs around 130 workers between its plastics and metals divisions. The expansion will bring new hires along with new facilities.
We're planning on forecasting right now, after the expansion's built and we implement all our new systems, that we're going to need about between 100 and 150 additional employees, which will be absolutely wonderful for this region.
To meet workforce demand, Toolgage is making efforts to recruit young talent.
So we're actually very excited that we were part of one of the first companies that participated in the AJAC Youth Apprenticeship, where they go right into the high schools and start getting students that are maybe juniors, sophomores in high school, and start introducing them to machining and manufacturing technologies. So right now we have a couple of youth apprentices that we're sponsoring in that program, as well as about four to five adult apprentices that we're sponsoring for that.
Toolgage plans to demolish the old existing buildings in the first quarter of 2018. The company hopes to break ground on construction of the new facilities in the second quarter of 2018. The goal right now is for construction to be completed by the first or second quarter of 2019.